It's obvious that the sky is blue. And Randall comes along and says, well, what about blind people? Hey, this is Dr. J talking to you about another one of Randall's rousing tweets. And this time around it deals with atheists and whether the existence of God is obvious. Randall shared a tweet of Mike Winger. It's a clip of multiple times of Mike talking about how the existence of God is obvious. It's self-evident. And Randall takes issue with this. And so I shared a verse from Psalm 19. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. The psalmist here is talking about how the previous verse, the heavens declare the glory of God, right? And the creation just reveals knowledge about God. Well, Randall takes issue with this. And so he took issue with the fact that I proof texted. I mean, it shouldn't be in dispute what the psalmist means, but rather does it maybe apply to us? So we'll see how maybe what Randall thinks about that. So he says, sharing my tweet, Christians often defend the claim that atheists are in rebellion against God by proof texting a few Bible verses. But what if the prisoners of Auschwitz couldn't see the skies pouring forth knowledge because they were obscured by the puffing smokestacks of incinerating bodies? Randall here is really trying to touch a nerve with folks. He's pulling on really emotional chords. And the reason why this is not a good argument is because exceptions don't disprove the rule. Furthermore, he says, what if? What if this or what if that? Well, whataboutism is not an argument against the position that there are truths that can be obviously known. Let me demonstrate why we should think this is the case. If I said, it's obvious that the sky is blue, it's obvious that the sky is blue. And Randall comes along and says, well, what about blind people? What about blind people? It's not obvious to them. Well, that's fair. It's not obvious to them. But it doesn't mean that it's not obvious to everybody else that the sky is blue. Okay, so this whataboutism doesn't defeat the position that it's obviously true that the sky is blue. Now, we can have empathy for people in their situations where things are not so obvious. It requires a certain analysis of the problem in order to provide a remedy to the problem. So we should be caring, but we also need to understand the problem. And what I'm suggesting here is that Randall is trying to present a cautious, careful approach to how we engage with atheists at the expense of an actually warranted biblical position about how the existence of God is obvious and can be seen. All of humanity, generally speaking, recognizes that there is a creator God. Now, we have different descriptions of what the creator God looks like, but atheism only composes a small portion of the human population, less than 10%, and even the nuns, when you look at the nuns, they are willing to say that some higher being exists. They just don't want to affiliate. So I really take issue with Randall's tweet-happy, trigger-happy approach here to what about so-and-so. Yeah, those are exceptions to the rule, but the rule is still warranted. So that's my comment on Randall's rousing tweet, and would love for you to give me your feedback. What do you think? Do you think he's got a valid argument? Let me know.